These are the last images of Andrew Gosden, a boy who disappeared after taking a train to London, and to this day, it remains one of the most famous missing person cases in England. This is Andrew Gosden, who was 14 years old at the time. Andrew lived with his family in the city of Doncaster, England. He was the type of teenager who didn't cause any trouble for his parents and was very calm. He was also very reserved and didn't open up to his parents, not even about his school life, even though he did very well in school. In fact, he was considered gifted, and contrary to what many might think, he never suffered from bullying. The year was 2007. Andrew was on school break, and his parents asked if he wanted to spend a few days in London with his grandmother, who lived there, knowing that their son loved London and its museums. However, he declined, saying he wanted to spend his vacation at home, which he did. As soon as the break ended, Andrew returned to school as usual. His school was about 6 kilometers from his house, a considerable distance, so he would usually take the bus. It was September 14, 2007. That morning, Andrew's mother noticed that his behavior was a bit unusual, but she didn't think much of it. He had some trouble waking up, which was uncommon, and he seemed a bit irritable. He even responded to his mother in a way that was not typical of him. Around 8 a.m., Andrew left to catch the bus that would take him to school. However, that day would be anything but ordinary. Instead of going to school, Andrew went to an ATM to withdraw money from his account. He had £250 in that account and withdrew £200. After that, he returned home to change clothes and left again, taking with him the money he had withdrawn, a house key, and a portable gaming console that he always carried with him. He packed everything into a small backpack. However, one odd detail is that he did not take the charger for his gaming console. Before leaving home, he put his school uniform in the laundry. By 8:30 a.m., Andrew was seen at Doncaster train station, where he bought a one-way ticket to London. The ticket seller even offered him a return ticket for just £50 more, but he declined. At 9:35 a.m., Andrew boarded the train. During the journey, he was seated next to a woman who later reported that he spent the entire trip focused on his gaming console and didn't speak to anyone. At 11:20 a.m., Andrew arrived at London's King's Cross station. CCTV footage captured him leaving the station alone and walking calmly. This would be the last confirmed sighting of Andrew to this day. Andrew's parents only realized he hadn't come home later that evening. The school noticed Andrew's absence and tried to inform his parents, but they mistakenly called another student's family instead and left a voicemail. Andrew's usual routine was to come home from school and play video games in the basement. So, when his parents came home from work, they assumed he was in the basement as usual. Took them a while to realize he wasn't there, and by then, it was already late. Once they discovered he hadn't been at school that day, they contacted the police. However, by then, several hours had passed. The police then began their investigation and discovered he had taken a train to London. Over the years, the police received numerous tips from people claiming to have seen him in various places, but none of these leads ever resulted in anything concrete. Years passed until one day, a man went to a police station, which was closed at the time, claiming he had information about the Andrew Gosden case. He told the security guard that he had crucial information to share but was asked to return the next day when the station was open. However, that man never returned. To this day, the case remains a great mystery because there was no apparent reason for Andrew to run away from home. Furthermore, the fact that he took his house key but did not bring the charger for his gaming console seems to indicate that he intended to return home soon. However, it's puzzling that he only bought a one-way ticket. Some people began to speculate that Andrew might have met someone online who persuaded him to go to London and later harmed him. But his family insists that he barely used the internet and didn't even have an email address, so this theory seems unlikely. Another theory that gained traction over time is linked to Andrew's favorite TV show, which was somewhat suspicious. It was a British sitcom called The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin, about a man who gets tired of his life and decides to fake his own death to start a new life. However, it's strange that since 2007, nothing has ever been found about him.